think earlier they thought streaming this game would get more views than the Super Bowl. Well, we just figured. Okay, this is what I want to do. All right, this is what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
This is a good combination. So this card lets me choose any other card, and I add 3 copies of that card to my hand next time. Next hand, right? Then I have this card, which costs 0 to use, that does 4 damage and applies weak to the enemy. So I can make 3 copies of this, put it in my hand next time, make him super weak, and deal a little bit of damage. This is what I'm hoping for.
You know this game a lot better than I do, Jack.
This is the mad strats here. Great. And I still get to use it this turn as well. And wake up. All right, great. Yeah, look at this. Boom. Boom. And boom. Now he's super weak. Attacks deal 25% less damage for 7 turns. That's going to be very helpful. And did a little bit of damage. That's great. That's great. We like that. And bouncing flask. Perfect. Perfect. We're rocking it. I'm gonna get a little damage, but we're rocking it this turn. So now he's poisoned.
Yes.
He's weak, so now I can just concentrate on my defense. Oh my god, I get to keep all those copies? Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, Rich. So now I can just concentrate on my defense while I just slowly murder him. That's great. That's a great combo. That's what you're hoping for in a deck building game. You want to find the combos.
So what are the differences between the different characters?
Each character gets kind of their card set, and this one is all about poisoning and stat adjusting your enemies, whereas the other one is more just about attacking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, kind of the other one is the starter character, your general attack defense.
Yeah.
Whatnot.
Yeah.
This one is about poisoning and you know, manipulating and whatnot. There's another character in the character selection screen that is not yet available.
Okay.
So
there's only 2.
Right now there's only 2.
Oh, okay.
And the more you play, the more stuff you unlock. You know, classic roguelike. You unlock this, you unlock that. More cards, more
Are
fun.
they even in the game yet? Because I know this is early access.
What?
Those other characters.
No, the other character is not even in the game yet.
Okay.
It like literally has a screen that says not available yet. So
Somebody says, "Is this like a deck building FTL?"
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, just deck building.
Jack, do you play Hearthstone?
I have played Hearthstone.
Why aren't you all about the Hearthstone? That's a deck building game.
Hearthstone is a deck building game. Hearthstone is also, how do I put this?
Stupid pants?
Kind of.
Look at how so.
So Hearthstone is player versus player, right?
Yeah.
But it's also a free game. But the more you play Hearthstone, the more cards you can unlock. Or you can pay money to unlock.
So it's pay to win.
It can be. Or it's either pay to win, or the more you play it, the more options you have, and the more the better cards you will have, the better equipment you will have. And they do have matchmaking, but I just wasn't that into it. This to me is a little more streamlined. It's a deck building game, but you're facing, you know, like there's a ramp up in challenge. Much like any other roguelike, you know, the first level's pretty easy, it ramps up.
Yeah.
So, is EA behind it? No, that's Blizzard. Hearthstone is Blizzard. The other big wig in loot boxes. They know what they're doing loot box wise. Blizzard.
I think gaming has passed me by, Jack.
You think?
Loot boxes, microtransaction. I have no interest in any of that shit.
And I won. I don't even need to attack him. I just will. I have 1. Awesome. Feel good about this. Feeling good about this run. Whenever an enemy dies, ooh, that could be good. Gain 1 movement. Draw a card. That could be really nice. Great. You know, loot boxes are one of those things. It's the downside is so inevitable and so obvious. And we just need to remember that there will be a counterbalance.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're going hard loot boxes right now. But there's also the other side of the equation, which is games like this, like independently developed games.
Sure.
We have more games now than we ever have, and more niche markets and more single-person game development teams or small game development teams. And also we have the giant people that are ripping off everyone and taking advantage of addictive behaviors.
Can I say something nice about Naughty Dog? It's related. I know. Look, I don't like their style of heavily cinematic above everything else for the sake of being highly cinematic.
Yeah.
But they make complete single-player experiences. If I'm going to play, a little bit of devil's advocate there, I do appreciate that about Naughty Dog.
All right, that's fair. While you may not necessarily like their single-player experiences.
Right.
Hey, that was nice, Rich. How'd that feel? How'd that feel, being a little positive, being positive towards Naughty Dog? Did that hurt, or
No, it's just... It's a logical conclusion.
It's tough, and the honesty is loot boxes are not going away.
Well, probably not. We'll see if the law steps in, but they probably won't.
Until the law steps in, they are not going away, because I think this was the thing that like Rockstar brought to light, right? Where it's like 1% of their user base are providing them with 90% of their revenue from loot boxes.
Yeah. It's
insane how few people are fueling this industry and how much money they're making from it.
Mm-hmm.
But it is, and even Overwatch, which does the loot boxes, but it's only cosmetic stuff and it doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
It's still, and I obviously I'm a little biased because I love Overwatch.
Yeah.
And I don't buy loot boxes, so it doesn't matter to me. But I understand that they are also taking advantage of people who have addiction problems. And that's all it is. It's gambling math. People want the new thing, and they want, like, they get that dopamine hit from opening the loot box. They just want another hit. They want another hit, and they're taking advantage of people who might not be able to control their spending habits. To get a little real. Get a little real, get a little harsh.
Rocket League
does the same thing, yeah. Again, you don't need any of those keys to open up the loot boxes, right?
Well, you don't need them for gameplay.
You don't need them for gameplay, but you kind of want that special goal explosion. You want the special hat topper, don't you?
I'd respect these things much more if you could just spend the money to buy the thing you want.
Yeah.
Can I buy that topper?
No.
Let's see.
You have to buy the box that may or may not
shitty.
contain the topper.
It's shitty.
It is shitty. It is shitty, but they learned it from casinos, right? They learned it from people who have already making a ton of money off of this stuff. Might have been the right call.
All the content is available to earn without paying anything if you want. What's that, like 60,000 hours worth of playtime?
Well, and see that's what you're doing here. By the way, and so by the way, you are absolutely correct. Like in Overwatch, for example, because that's just the game I know. You can earn free loot boxes, right? And you play so much, the better you do in game, the more experience points you get, and you get a free loot box every time you level up, right? And you're absolutely right. But what that also is the first one's free. Any corner drug dealer will tell you want to give the kids their first taste for free.
Weren't there people in Rocket League who would literally put like a rubber band on the analog stick and tape down like the gas button?
Yes.
And they would just let it run for hours and hours.
So they
overnight.
wouldn't be kicked for being idle.
Yeah.
Just to grind for those loot boxes. But that's what you want. You want to give the kids their taste. Oh, hey, you just got an epic skin, and you got it for free. Aren't loot boxes great? Don't you want more? Don't you want drug dealing 101? Give them the first taste for free, then they come back for more. Deal with it. Got 4. Poison. Nice.
That was Battlefront 2. Well, I'm sure it was Rocket League too, because I remember people did that in Rocket League.
Yeah, that's any game. People will find. They used to have when Team Fortress 2 had their box system. There were actually specific idle servers. This is a thing in TF2. And so what you would do is you'd go to these idle servers, and what they would have, because like there were certain conditions in Team Fortress. This was back in the day. This was years ago. There were certain conditions that not only did your character have to move, but you had to like die so often.
What if you were just good and didn't die?
But you'd be moving. There were these certain things that you had to meet. So they would make idle servers with custom levels that would have a conveyor belt. And the conveyor belt This is a real thing, Rich. They would have a conveyor belt that took your character into like a meat grinder, so then you would respawn and you know why? Because the way that Team Fortress 2 used to do their boxes was for every death you had a chance. Every death you had a chance to get a box, but you had to keep moving to die. And so they would keep you on a conveyor belt and put you in a meat grinder. And so people would go into an idle server at night, and then you get 12 hours of just meat grinding. That was TF2 like a year and a half ago.
Loot boxes, folks! Loot boxes! It's the future!
Yeah, people are really innovative when it comes to getting free shit. It was great. It was great. On idols for boxes. They did it for hats. Whatever it was. I remember because like I remember like visiting one of these servers just to see what it was all about, and I just did not get it. It was great. Oh, I win. I win. You are dead now. They weren't idling for that's right. They weren't. Oh, sorry. Yeah. You're bringing it all back. So they weren't idling for loot boxes.
Yeah.
With every death, you had a chance to get a weapon drop.
Okay.
And then you could take those weapons and turn them into hats.
Similar principle.
Yeah, it's similar principle. I remember. Oh, yeah. And so like you would go in the idle server, and then the next morning you would wake up, check on your game, and just like see all the shit that you got. It was it was amazing, amazing times.
Lost in Technicolor says, haven't compulsively tipped you guys in a few months. Take my money. Just take it. Thank you.
Okay.
Storm Templar says, Jack and Rich. Here is a reason that loot boxes are a thing now. There's a link. Keep in mind there has not been an increase in game prices since 2006. All right?
Again,
that doesn't change the fact that they're making shitty games now that are just excuses to gamble and give them money.
Well, and if you wanna look at it from a legislative point of view, the worry that people have with these loot boxes is that they are taking advantage of people who don't have necessarily the mental capacity not to buy them. People with addictive tendencies. Are loot boxes taking advantage of people's addiction?
However you slice this, whatever their reasons are, we're still in a situation where AAA games are a thing I'm not interested in anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I know the costs are high for making games, but they make shit games now that are just loot box gambling games. I don't care. I don't care about that.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Fucking nice. Feeling pretty good.
What about Bloodborne 2? I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm not saying they make literally nothing I'm interested in, but there was a day in the past
there was a day
when there would be multiple titles a year I was interested in. Mm-hmm. Multiple titles a year. Now I'm lucky if there's one every other year that I love.
Yeah. There was a day.
Last AAA game I loved, probably Doom 2016.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. I think, but even thinking on those lines, yeah, I obviously I'm a big fan of Overwatch, even with the loot boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Dishonored 2 was a really fun player experience.
When was that?
Huh?
When was that?
When was that?
Yeah, Dishonored 2. It was before Doom, wasn't it?
I honestly don't remember. It was. I think it might have been around Doom.
Yeah.
But your Breath of the Wilds.
Okay, that was fine.
Breath of the Wild,
that was
I
fine.
think, was a really good one. Horizon Zero Dawn, I really enjoyed. That was a big AAA-er. They're still out there.
Would No More Heroes 3 be considered AAA? I highly doubt that would be considered AAA.
New No More Heroes?
Small developer cult.
Suda51?
Cult hit Suda51. That's not AAA.
It's not AAA, but it's like, what do you call someone in the minors who's ready to move up? Like, what do you call someone in the minors who's ready to move up but doesn't want to? He's right there.
Best of the worst, that was fine. Yeah, that was fine. I'm sorry. That was really good.
What?
Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild, yeah, Breath of the Wild was good. I like Breath of the Wild. I think they're still good to be had in the AAA market. They're still good to be had.
From Nintendo, but they're still very old school with their mentality.
Even like everyone talks about AAAs, I think just there's a mental block in thinking about Nintendo as a AAA gaming company.
Nah.
XCOM? Your XCOMs? Your XCOM 2s, Rich?
Well, that was also 2 years ago.
Sure. Was it?
Yeah,
Was that 2 years ago?
that was the same year as Doom. It came to the point where what was your favorite this year, and I was horribly torn
Oh, that's
between
right.
XCOM 2 and Doom.
That's right. I might regret this.
What are you doing?
Well, so after every time you beat, like a little enemy, you get to choose one of 3 cards, and if you want, you can choose none of them.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's always when you're playing any deck building game, you want to make sure that your hand or that your possible hand, you have a lean deck, a deck that's stacked to all the good stuff and get rid of your crap stuff. And so it's like, well, this card was good, and it does some damage, and it applies poison, and right now I'm doing a pretty good poison-heavy thing.
Yeah.
But do I need it? Like, do I need this card? Not really. And if just having it in my deck is going to disadvantage me in any way, should I have it?
Can you not take a card?
Yeah, you can not take a card.
If you think that's wise.
I took it. Fuck. That might have been a bad idea. Oh, no, we're gonna fire. It's fine. We'll rest. All right. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Anonymous says, "Hey Rich, half in the bag. You mentioned there's not much else Star Wars can do as far as story goes. Can Disney learn anything from the Dark Forces / Kyle Katarn games, or is there nothing there either?" There's nothing there either. I mean, those are fine games, but they're fine games. I don't know that there's cinema quality stories that will resonate through history.
Which ones were those games?
Those are the ones that you run around and shoot things.
In the Star Wars games?
There's the Star Wars first-person shooter games.
Oh, yeah,
The
yeah,
later
yeah.
ones were more third-person, where you would run around with a lightsaber.
And what were they called?
First one, okay. This series is a fucked up naming history. Okay.
All right, I'm with you.
The first one is just called Dark Forces.
Just Dark Force.
Just Dark Forces.
Okay.
The second one is called Dark Forces 2, Jedi Knight. And the third one is, technically speaking, Dark Forces 3, Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast.
Nah. People,
you see
we
the-
name it so nice.
You see, the game Jedi Knight was popular because it had the word Jedi in it. So they called the third one Jedi Knight 2, even though it's the third game in the series.
Yes. Much like Half-Life 2, Episode 3.
Right.
Yeah. That's great. What a clusterfuck.
How much longer are we going to be streaming? I don't know.
I don't know. what's our uptime looking? Uptime, we started 2.5 hours ago. At least another hour and a half.
Yeah.
What time is it?
4.
4? Oh yeah, we'll go another hour and a half ish, probably.
Okay.
Probably. Then it'll be right around dinner time for me. So, yeah, probably another hour and a half ish. It's gonna be fine.
Did Valve ever officially say we're never making another Half-Life? Half-Life 3 will never be. Episode 3 will never be. Has that ever been official?
No, they've never made that official. I know there was. Oh, that got me. Did you hear about the rumors of Microsoft buying Valve?
No.
There was rumors that Microsoft was about to make a big game studio purchase, and like they're going to buy Valve. They're going to.
It's
buy
all
this
over.
Thing. Huh?
It's all over.
Oh no. I want to say Gabe or someone just came out and said nope. They said nope.
When you hear that, it's over.
What?
Gaming.
Oh yeah.
Gaming is over.
Oh no, just the fact that Microsoft is interested in buying Steam means that eventually it's gonna happen.
Here's my question.
Yeah.
Mostly for the chat, not for you, because you probably don't know.
Also, that's fair.
Here's my question.
Totally fair.
Is there some kind of third-party Steam emulator where the games I already have downloaded from Steam, is there third-party software I can use to launch those games as if it were Steam? Because when Microsoft does buy Valve and institutes microtransactions into using games you already bought, I don't want any part of that shit. But I still want access to all of the games I already own, and Steam is DRM.
There are non-Steam hacks. And of course, look at that. Nope, yep, nope.
Damn, are you suggesting pirating, Rich? I've always had a gray attitude towards piracy. And my Steam games that I own legally, I would have zero fucking guilt cracking those. Zero guilt. And it might be a necessity someday. I think Valve said they would lose the DRM if they ever went under. We're not talking about them going under, we're talking about them being bought by Microsoft. Or worse, maybe EA someday.
It's very possible.
It's very possible.
That's very possible. Like, you know, all those guys, didn't they came from Microsoft. Like, they were part of the early Windows development team. That's how they got all their money in the first place.
I highly doubt Valve would ever sell Steam. Because Gabe Newell, he's never going to die. He's never, ever going to go away.
He's an old, fat man. It's literally any day. Any day. And they were part of the early Windows development team. That's where they got their money.
Yeah.
They came from Microsoft. They probably have many friends there. And so you have those people at Microsoft going, we'll buy Steam, but we will take care of it as if you will do it. But, you know, then you don't even have to worry about it. Go do whatever you want. We'll take care of it, but we promise. And then a couple years later, we have a new service for you, and it's going to be a great thing. It's for cloud storage, blah, blah, but it just costs $5 a year. So it's nothing. It's just...
That's the first year.
It's just,
well, you know, the costs have gone up.
The costs have gone up. That's a little bit more for everything. But, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine.
This is the future. We're telling you the future. You know that, right? This is the future. This isn't speculation. This is the future.
This is definitely happening. This is absolutely happening.
DLC first came to be a thing. And people, oh, it's a great idea. We're just going to get stuff we wouldn't have got before. Now here we are with fucking loot crates.
Yeah, there's probably a direct line from DLC to loot crates.
If a corporation can fuck you over, they will. It's what they do.
It's what they do.
And this is why I buy my games whenever I can off of GOG.com. Because I have full control over that fucking executable. I don't need some fucking server permission to play my game.
Right. Yeah, GeoDrew's great for that. I still like to use their, they have GOG Galaxy, their Steam-like interface. I still like using that.
Saw someone post a picture recently somewhere, and it was like game development in the 1990s, and it was like a picture of people from id Software just normal clothes, lounging about, goofing off.
Yeah.
Never id. That was the thing back in the day. That was game development in the 90s. And then modern game development. It was like a picture of just like a corporate board meeting where somebody was pointing at a flow chart.
It's kind of true, but that's only for the big guys. Look, we got in.
Oh yeah.
It's easier. You watching this right now could make a game. The tools are out there for everyone to make their own game. These are just the big ones we're talking about.
You do know that there's Steam games that are DRM free, right? What, like 4 of them?
They're a good 4 though. They're a really good 4.
Steam is too lucrative to sell. I'm sure many companies have been trying to acquire it for a while. You know what else is too lucrative to sell? Fox Studios. They had a lot of big properties from Fox, and it's too big to sell.
Yeah. By the way, when you become too big to sell, is exactly when you sell. Because that's literally the most that your company is going to be worth ever. That's when you make so much money that you just go off and do whatever you want. There is a list of things that are too profitable to sell that have been sold several times.
Dow Chemicals is going to be sold soon? Are you really comparing Valve to Dow Chemicals? Are you really making that comparison?
Haters gonna hate.
You know what we're talking to right now, Jack?
What are we talking
A
about?
lot of people who are trying to bury their head in the sand.
Well,
Talking to a lot of ostriches right now.
and here the question. Here's the question, because when you come up against a situation like this, Rich, it's always just a "what can I do" situation. And a lot of people, they feel helpless, and so rather than feel helpless, they stick their head in the sand. But I get that, because that's what you want to say. You want to say, what can I do to stop this? And what you can do is not shop on Steam. You can show them that profit is in DRM free. You shop at GOG.
That would just hasten their being bought by somebody else. That would just hasten.
Oh well, no. I mean, at the end of the day, Steam might be gone, right? But you're being proactive in your buying choices.
What I really need is some kind of just Steam crack that will guarantee all of the games I've purchased will remain under my control. When the inevitable happens someday.
That would be the other thing you can do. We can find some sort of legal loophole to keep all the games you purchased, even though I'm sure somewhere in the Steam terms of service, when you agree to use Steam,
sure,
somewhere in there it says, if we want, we're going to take your game away, no matter what. Absolutely. Without a doubt. It says that somewhere. Weak. But.
They said they would enable users to use their games if they went offline. And you believe that? Why?
Steve? Oh, no. For right now, sure. Yeah, if you go offline, use your games. The question
like
is...
if they went under, we'll make them all. We'll release them all if we go under.
Oh,
why would you believe that line?
means jack shit.
That's an empty promise.
No, let them promise it. They might want that. The next owner won't give a fuck because it says we can take your games away. You agreed to the terms of service, motherfucker.
Well, the service has become a paid service now.
Oh, boom.
We've changed the terms of the deal.
I'm sorry. What's the Darth Vader line? I'm sorry. The deal has been altered. Or no, by the way.
Pray we don't alter it further.
And by the way, here's the fucked up thing. If the new owner decides to take away all your games, the deal won't have been altered at all. That's the deal it is right now. They're just not charging you anything for it. The terms of service are already there. Fuck.
Rich needs therapy. He needs to stop focusing on the future and worry about the now. Steam is fine. Oh yeah, don't anticipate problems and plan ahead. That would be foolish.
Now, I get where you're coming from. And you know me, I'm usually like the positive person in this scenario. And Rich, you're negative. You're a negative person. You're a pessimist. You're a pessimistic person.
It served me well.
But that doesn't mean we can't just assume that everyone is going to be super nice and great. We got super lucky with Gabe.
Yeah.
You guys don't understand what a treat that was. Not everyone's going to be that. We just got lucky.
You guys are 100% right, but out of curiosity, how often do you go back and play much older games? If I lacked access to my Steam, probably wouldn't change my gaming habits much. All the time. I've been replaying through the Dead Rising series lately. That series is 12 years old, the first one.
Right. You've just been doing that on stream.
Played a little bit of Arkham Origins the other night. Ooh. Oh, you know what I was playing last night?
Huh.
Fucking Shadow of Rome.
Oh.
Which is, I don't know, 15 years old?
Mm-hmm.
I play old games all the fucking time.
Yeah. And it doesn't... You've paid for them. You should be able to play them.
Oh, I found out something really interesting recently. Bring up, Shadow of Rome,
yeah.
which I was replaying literally last night. 15-year-old game, I was playing it. Found out Shadow of Rome, it didn't sell very well.
Okay.
They'd already started work on the sequel.
Okay.
So you know what happened?
Huh.
Shadow of Rome 2, I heard, mutated into Dead Rising.
What? How is that? How is that a thing?
This is the thing.
Well, I get it, that's the thing, but how, like... But how?
I noticed you go to, like, the store that's got old antiques, like a lot of the weapons and armament they have. Some of that's, like, directly from Shadow of Rome, like the helmets and whatnot.
Oh, how funny.
Yeah. Yeah, probably most of my gaming is older games at this point.
And you paid for them. You like,
yeah.
What if you feel like it? All right, we can deal with that. Good. It looks like I'm dead. I might be able to eke this out. And as soon as you defeat the boss, you get all your health back. So I have 13 right now. No, I can make it. I can make it.
Shadow of Rome is not a PC game. Well, for one, I was playing it on my PlayStation 2 emulator, so I very much was playing it on my PC. I own the fucking disc. It's not a problem. Secondly, that wasn't the question. The question was, how often do you play older games?
Right.
And I thought about it. Most of my gaming is older games, up to and including Shadow of Rome, which is an older game. So...
6. You're dead.
Be cool about fire safety, says Rich. If you could have a AAA studio make a game for you with an unlimited budget, what would you make them do? You can give both serious and dumb answer. I love you guys. Keep up the good stuff. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. I'd have to think about it.
I won. Whoever said I was dead. I did it. I won. Fuck y'all. Boom. Great.
Rich, don't worry about the future. We won't be able to afford graphics cards anyway. Have you witnessed how much the value has skyrocketed?
Damn cryptocurrency miners.
Well, wait for cryptocurrency to fail. Then,
Oh, it's failing so hard right now.
then prices will go back down. We'll be fine.
It is crazy dropping.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, everyone's in free fall panic. It's crazy how an unregulated currency system goes into free fall. There's a wonderful article out there that speculates that the immense rise in the price of cryptocurrency was caused by one person manipulating the market.
Yeah.
Yeah. One person manipulating the market. Then it started to bubble. And then, of course, news agencies started talking about it. So then it started to bubble more and more and more. And then that one person made a whole bunch of money. And everyone's in free fall now. Yay!
But the government's bad.
But regulation is bad. Good times. External attack damage is doubled to... I like that. Whew! That was great. Let's see what we can do here. 3 curses, 3 relics. That did not work well for me last time. I don't like that. Whenever your enemy dies, transfer any poison it has to... Ooh, there we go. Nice. That'll do me well. That'll do me well. Boom. Oh. I was doing a little I don't know if you watch any Linus Tech Tips.
I've heard of him, but no.
He does a lot of like PC building and hardware review stuff, a lot of tech stuff. I like his channel a lot. He's recently put out a series kind of doing the bare bones explanation of like cryptocurrency and like mining and how it comes about, like how people earn money.
Yeah. And
I thought it has been very informative, like figuring out, because it's deregulated, if you want to get into cryptocurrency, you use a piece of software, and that software becomes part of the network keeping track of everyone's money.
Yeah.
And if you do part of the work to keep track of everyone's money, that's how you earn new bitcoins, like being part of the system. But people are using high-end graphic cards and other things to do more of the work, to mine more of the Bitcoin, which is why we're seeing an immense rise in GPUs recently. Yeah. Which is, it was like, oh, neat. It's neat to learn. It's neat to learn.
I think I'm good with my graphics card for a while.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah, luckily we got ours before
Yeah.
before the Great Scare. The Great Scare of odd 18. All right, I got some money. So we might want to spend some money. These bosses are nice. So we can do money, question, little boss, fire. Oh, then another boss. Oh, yeah, that's the good path. That's the good path. Great. Great. I think I have a 1060. And my 1060 is pretty good. It handles anything I throw at it.
Yeah. Is there an end to this game?
There is. There's only currently there's only 3 worlds, and I'm on world 2.
Yeah.
And if you can, or I think there's only 3 worlds. And if you can beat, the 3rd mega boss, then I believe you win. Right now, that's the end right now. Oh, that's a good one.
I think somebody in the chat is trying to troll us.
Okay, great.
I think so. I'm not sure.
That's perfect. I
They're
love
saying,
it.
What time do the Packers play? I think the joke is they're trying to rub it in our face that the Packers aren't in the Super Bowl when I don't think you give a shit, and I actively hate the Green Bay Packers.
Right, you're not from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And I could care less about any organized sport, let alone football.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you're right. That was like a ha-ha, your Packers aren't in it, but we don't
Yeah,
we don't give a fuck. By the way, it's a relief to me as soon as the Packers are out of the playoff.
Because then you don't have to deal with the hoopla.
But, I'm the kind of person, I like watching the nightly news. Like, I want to know. I want to know what the weather's going to be like tomorrow. I want to know if anything interesting is happening around town. But when the Packers are in the playoff, 20 minutes out of the 22-minute news is Packer coverage.
Yeah,
and it is infuriating. It is exhausting. So I love it. As soon as they're out of the playoffs, if they even make it to the playoffs, it's a relief to me. Yeah. All right. Oh, fuck.
If you're a player, do you make a lot of extra money for going to the playoffs?
I believe not only do you make extra money, but if you are a free agent, or if it raises your value as a player.
Okay.
If you have a Super Bowl ring, absolutely. And I assume the more games you play, the more money you make, right?
I'm curious. I don't know. If I were a player, I might root to miss the playoffs, get an extra fucking month off, heal from all of my fucking grotesque football injuries,
Just spend an entire month with your head on ice to deal with your multiple concussions.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Spend some time with your family before you become a vegetable. Yeah. That could be nice. No, I could, it's a young. I think going to the Super Bowl is a young man's game. Like if you're fresh in the league, you go to the Super Bowl, you make a big play. That could mean some more endorsement deals and big money there. That could mean your value as a player goes up.
Well, if you're an old timer, it might mean a lot to you too. If you haven't gone,
I suppose
that was the Walter Payton story.
Okay.
I don't know. You probably know nothing about this.
I know sports.
85 Bears went to the Super Bowl, right?
Okay.
And,
the Super Bowl Shuffle.
Walter Payton was their star running back.
I remember the Super Bowl Shuffle.
He was their star running back. Only he was long in the tooth at that point. He'd been on the team for quite some time.
Okay.
And this is his chance to go to the fucking Super Bowl, right? And there was one play in the '85 Super Bowl where the Bears were right on the goal line.
Okay.
And instead of giving the ball to Walter Payton so he could score a touchdown in the Super Bowl, as a fucking joke, they gave the ball to the refrigerator, William Perry, to have the big fat guy score the touchdown as a joke.
Yeah.
Walter Payton, I heard, was hurt horribly that he never got his touchdown in the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl touchdown.
And that'd be the situation where you'd give it to the running back.
Oh, because if you're on the line, it's basically just we all smash into each other and we're gonna make it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
It was basically Mike Ditka giving the finger to someone in Vegas because they had odds on Peyton scoring a touchdown. And it was let's fuck with them.
I kind of like that though.
Yeah.
I no offense to Walter Payton or whatever his name.
Right, Walter Payton. Walter Perry.
Walter Perry.
Wait. William the Refrigerator Perry and Walter Payton was the running back.
Okay.
But the fat guy was
the fridge.
William
right,
Perry.
right. But it's like, if I was Mike Ditka, I might make that same call to fuck with all the gamblers. You know, I actually I'd probably give it to Walter, just because, like, you know, you've been working with this man for how long? You've given the motherfucker a touchdown.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Well, Ditka said he regretted it after the fact because he didn't know how much it meant
Oh, sure.
to Walter Payton.
Yeah. Sorry. Fridge was very popular. That's true.
Oh, sure.
He was the star of the Super Bowl Shuffle. That's what I know about the refrigerator. Gosh dang it.
Yes. Refrigerator. He did get a G.I. Joe named after him.
Oh yeah.
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 Walter Payton did not get a G.I. Joe named after him.
How embarrassing. I do suppose, though, like, that the moral of the story here is, if there is something that's very important to you, make sure the people around you know what that is. You know, like, we all want to be modest. We none of us like asking for things, but if it's something that's very important, you take Mike Ditka aside. If we get into this situation, I would sure like to score a touchdown, coach.
Yeah.
And then, you know, then he would have that in his head. Yeah, we want to do that.
Anonymous says, "Hey, Rich and Jack.
Hi.
I'm family friends with the elephant trainer / actor who played one of the Sand People from A New Hope. Do you guys have any questions for him? I can report back next stream." No?
No,
I can't even verify that this is accurate.
but thanks. Yeah, I'm good. So the decision making there, I was taking my time.
Yeah.
These are thieves, These are muggers, and he's about to hit me for 16 damage, and so I had to choose whether I was going to attack him or raise up my shields.
Yeah.
They have a tendency to run away, and if they run away, like every time they attack you, they take a little bit of your money, and if they run away, obviously they take all your money with them, and so I've decided to take a bit more of a hit to make sure I get some more damage on him, because I don't want this guy to run away.
Okay.
Just to, in case someone is yelling at me for my lack of strategy.
Your strats.
Yeah, but it's okay. He's gonna die for sure now. He's got nothing. Yep, he's dead. Great. I probably even could have done, aired on the side of shielding, but I wanted to make sure I got all my monies back.
Are you worried about them judging your performance in this game?
Well, you know how the chat is. No matter what move I make, they're gonna say 8 moves ago you made the wrong move, and that's what led to your destruction.
You're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Of course,
that is correct.
But also I just want to explain myself. Ooh, this could be good. Catalyst.
Anonymous says, "Hey guys.
Hi.
I'm really close. My really close friend was one of Jesus's apostles. Have any questions you want me to ask him? I don't mind at all.
Okay, so I do have a question for Jesus. When you are putting together a bench,
Just his apostle.
Huh?
Just one of his apostles, Jack.
I thought he could ask a question to Jesus.
Well, you think the apostle can ask Jesus? Well, I guess that could work.
Well, because I have a question about a bench. I'm trying to make a bench and I want to make it sturdy enough.
Yeah.
And so, like, the question is, how much do I have to worry about cross-bracing the legs with the butt?
I think Jesus is going to say that the cross is very important.
That's great. That was great. You took my carpentry joke, you added another level to it, and it was great. That was great teamwork there. That took way too much health. Ooh, I like that one. I like that one. We're going to take that one. And we're going to get rid of... I don't have any curses, but we're going to get rid of one of our weaker cards. All these strikes that we don't need. Boom, boom, boom. It loses 9 strength for the rest of this turn. This could be a good one to get to. No. That could help. That could help. Kind of fucked. I lost a lot in that battle. I lost a lot of health in that battle. A little too much.
Very sorry.
That's all right. Ooh. Ooh. Really? Scaling the city, you notice a wall covered in the writing of ancients. As you try to wrap your head around the puzzling symbols and glyphs, or around what the puzzling symbols and glyphs could mean, the writing begins to glow. Suddenly, the message becomes clear, so I can either remove a card from my deck or take all of my weak cards and upgrade them all.
Wait, one card versus a whole bunch?
Well, but removing a weak card from my deck, so I am more likely to get my strong cards.
Sure.
Or take all my weak cards and make them slightly more strong. That's probably the
I would go with that.
That's probably the smart choice, yeah. Yeah, so now all of my defense are 8 blocks and all my attacks are 9 damage. So that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice. I'll take that. The latter makes more statistical sense. I'm inclined to agree. Ask Jesus. Ask Jesus. Jesus wasn't really great with strategy.
Wasn't he?
With strategy?
Yeah.
I guess he knew the long game, but that wasn't him making the plans.
Well, isn't that a really old debate whether or not Jesus and God are the same? Then you get the Trinity and all.
That's the Trinity, man. They're the same but different.
That's a big talking point.
They're the same but different, and the Holy Spirit's there too. He just doesn't get to love.
Took down Rome. Yeah, in the long run.
Yeah, it was a long game. It's not gonna help. It's just not gonna fucking help.
A lot of people have died over this ridiculous question.
Hang.
When is the New Testament getting a soft reboot? Not too long ago. They called it Mormonism. They kept the same backstory, but they added a whole bunch of new characters.
Well,
It's about this Joseph Smith guy.
what a Mary Sue.
Mary Sue.
That's it. That's it. There's nothing better we can do today, everyone. Thanks for the stream. It's fantastic. Just fantastic.
He probably did marry Sue. Yes, and Jane, and Beth, and Margaret, and Ethel.
Her sister, Deborah. And her sister, I think her name was Deborah. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Ay. All right, great. My character is especially suited to defeat this guy right here. So I'm just going to kind of defend up. Add some more poison, and we are good to go. Boom. I've defeated him already. He's not going to do shit to me. I can just end my turn and win, so I think I'm going to do that. Bye. A Beck joke. That's true. I think, you can look at Beck's 2 albums after Odelay, and I don't think they get the praise, obviously coming off of Odelay.
Mm-hmm.
Right after Odelay, he made just a straight up slow folk album.
Yeah.
And Odelay was this crazy alternative hip hop slacker rock thing. And then he goes and makes just a low key folk album. People are like, what the fuck? And then he comes back with Midnight Vultures, which is Apotheosis the peak?
Yeah.
It's
wait, no, the epitome?
Epitome. It's the epitome of white boy soul. It's just it's a straight up funk album about sex and love and crazy stuff all through Beck's eyes, and he's possibly the whitest person ever to live. Born and raised in California with actor parents.
Yeah.
And I just don't think Midnight Vultures gets the love it deserves.
Okay.
I gotta re-listen to that. He has a song called Deborah, and it's all about seducing a girl who works at the JCPenney in order to have a 3-way with her and her sister. I think her name is Deborah.
Okay.
It's a great song.
Apotheosis is the high point. Okay. I thought it was the epitome.
I think they're both.
Maybe that's the low.
They're both. I think they're both the high point.
Okay.
Epitome, apotheosis. Beck is a hack. You are wrong, Beck.
He's not a hack just for Loser alone.
Right.
Just for that one song, he's not a hack.
Oh, Mellow Gold is a great album too. Beck just tells it how it is. He has not made. Well, he's made a bad album. He's made a couple bad songs, but he is amazing. I think you're a crazy person. Beck is amazing.
Anonymous says, Rich, please play Shadow of Rome on the stream. I'm an ancient history teacher and would love to giggle at all the terrible historical inaccuracies of that Augustan propaganda. I have played that on stream. It was a while ago now.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And I don't care if it's inaccurate. It's a fun game. It's a fun game.
No, that's fair.
They get rid of any inaccuracy problems if they just made it like Space Gladiators.
Oh, there you go.
Space Rome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Rome, but on the planet Zborg.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Beck is a cultist. I know. That's the only downside to Beck. He's a Scientologist. But he seems cool about it. Still seems like a nice dude.
Anonymous says, "Hey, Rich and Jack.
Hi.
I'm a family friend of myself.
Oh, great.
The Twitch watcher / friend of the Star Wars Elephant Trainer. Do you have any questions about asking stupid questions on the internet?"
That guy gets it.
Shadow Realm. I would love more Shadow Realm.
Okay.
But no, in hindsight, as much as I love Dead Rising, I think I got the better end of that deal.
Okay, with Shadow of Rome?
Yeah,
Or wait, or with Dead Rising?
with Dead Rising.
You would rather have Dead Rising
I'd rather
than
have
Shadow
Dead
of Rome.
Rising than Shadow of Rome 2.
I get you.
All said and done.
I get you.
But I love me some Shadow of Rome. If I ask nicely, will they answer anyway? It depends upon how... Well, either how dumb I think your question is, or if I have any interesting response to it. Like, I see a lot of, have you played X?
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen X? And I haven't. And I could answer the question and just say, no, I haven't played X. And that's very boring for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
A lot of times I deliberately skip questions that I see, even if I see that question 30 times.
Right, and it's sometimes we skip because it's boring. Right. Fuck you.
What's your favorite high top shoes? What?
Yeah. What? What's your favorite high top?
What's your favorite Nirvana album? Unplugged. Maybe not the answer you want, but it's my favorite.
Kill her. Yes. Nice. Great. Great.
It's an interesting answer. Do you prefer music that's less produced and more raw generally? No, generally I prefer music that's really produced. I think Unplugged is just an exception to that rule. Usually, I think live performances are just blah. Usually
they're just like less optimal than the album version,
right?
Like the album version, they've taken time, they've crafted, right.
But Unplugged, it sounds different than because it's unplugged,
right?
And that makes it interesting.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah,
I'm with you. Unplugged, I think it's really hard to capture the energy of a live performance. I love going to shows. I love seeing live shows, but it's hard to capture that feeling. And I'll go ahead and agree that Unplugged does that, even though I'm not a huge Nirvana fan.
Unplugged sounds different. Well, it's not electric. It's acoustic.
Yeah, they knew what they were doing. I think that they also had really good mixers and producers for Unplugged. That was a whole special thing.
Not produced doesn't mean unplugged. What the fuck are you talking about? Well, unplugged was kind of both. It was a live performance. It wasn't where they painstakingly took sections here and there and pieced something together in a soundproof room where they get the perfect audio pitch.
Right. I do think, though, there is a level of production to the unplugged session. You know, like they spent time and just worked on the acoustics and the performance of those songs. Nirvana, nailed it on that. But like if you're talking about like a band like Modest Mouse, I think is like a fair example. If you listen to their earlier albums and their later albums, their earlier albums, they didn't have necessarily the money to produce the songs. They're like, hey, these are ideas. We got to get them out fast because we only have so much time in the studio. So it's less produced. And their later albums are more produced, and a lot of fans of Modest Mouse or bands like that say that the songs suffer because of more production.
Like I can't even imagine listening to like a live performance of Bohemian Rhapsody. I don't even want to picture that.
No.
That's the definition of produced.
Like, if you went to the show, it would be great. But, yeah, you don't want to listen to that. I'm with you.
Which do you like, Green Day? Yeah, I like Green Day.
I generally can't stand live versions of songs. Absolutely. Actually, that was one of the reasons that I stopped listening to Pandora. Did you ever listen to Pandora? Oh.
Well, I'm gonna hold on. Let me find it. Let me find that. Oh god, you stop scrolling. I gotta find that comment. Keep going.
Hold on. No.
Oh wait, here it is.
Oh, okay.
All right, the Ghost of Nick says, "Rich is a pretty smart guy. He's got more brains than the ceiling in Kurt's garage."
Oh no! Oh,
it's dark. I love it.
Oh, I get it.
That's my kind of humor.
Oh,
what?
Do y'all scuba dive? I want to see Rich in a wetsuit.
So that's the kind of thing I just ignore.
Right. Well, I guess I wanted to point it out to people who might not understand the kind of things we do ignore. Do you see why we ignore it? You know? You dig?
How you doing, Jack? Is this gonna be the run?
I'm feeling pretty confident. This guy's about to fuck my day. Not too hard, but this is the book of stabbing. As you see, it's a ghost hand with a big knife that comes out of a book, which is adorable. So he's about to hit me for 4 damage 3 times. So, and I only have a 4 shield. But I have a pretty good poison on him. He basically is he's gonna fuck my day. But not terrible. Not terribly fucked, so.
Chad, if I don't read a tip, I probably have a reason for not reading that tip.
Mm-hmm.
So for that reason, there would not be a transcript that I would release of the unread tips.
Do you understand how that works? Just come on.
I think I've read everything today, so...
Come on, baby. Get it together.
Storm Templar says, Jack,
I'm Jack.
how much do I have to tip for you to try out my favorite band, Poets of the Fall? They are a rock group from Finland, and one of the best songs is War. Slurp my jerp.
I mean, if you want like guarantee I will listen to it. Did he tip that?
Yeah, that was tip
That was a tip.
201.
Huh?
201.
Yeah, sure. What was it called?
Favorite band, Poets of the Fall.
And it's called War.
Yeah.
I'm going to go away from the microphone so we don't get copyright strike. I'm going to listen to it. No copyright.
Here, I'll just turn this away.
Yeah, turn that away.
Now you hear me twice.
Don't like it already.
Do I sound normal, or is there like a weird... There's probably not a weird echo or double.
You're just twice as loud.
I'm just twice as loud. Is that how that works? I don't think that would be how that works.
No, this is lame. It's a dude singing.
Saying I'm in stereo.
This is like Nickelback. This is like Finnish Nickelback.
Finnish Nickelback.
Oh wait, no. Yeah, this is all like it sounds like schlock rock.
It seems to be growing on him,
No, I don't like it.
but he doesn't like it.
I don't like it. It's old schlock rock. It's like Foreigner or Meatloaf or like epic, but with guitars. Not my thing. It's not my thing.
Fickleback or Fiddleback?
Ooh, I like Fiddleback. Right? Did he say they were Finnish?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he might as well be saying, "Look at this photograph." Yeah, that's kind of lame. Not my thing. Poets of the Fall. I was listening to the. Oh, sorry. That was Poets of the Fall, and I was listening to the song "War." Not necessarily my jam. That was very. It was what I would refer to as schlock rock.
Okay.
I have also won, which is great. I have some really good poison cards. And so, like, if you see down here, all of his health bar is filled with poison because it's green. And so as soon as my turn is done, he's going to take that much in poison damage. Like, I could... You know what? I'll just kill him with my swords even though he's poisoned, just to fuck him. Just to say fuck him.
Yeah, but then he's still attacking you while he's dying of the poison, though.
No, because poison damage gets taken first, and then he attacks. So I would have won. Snecko Skull. Whenever you apply poison, apply an additional poison. And I have amazing poison cards. That just super helped me. That just super helped me.
So what you're saying is you're killing it. What is the X mean? Is it random?
X is how many energies you have left. So if I played this first, everyone would lose 3 strength and apply 3 weak.
Okay.
Or if I used it when I just had 1 point left,
Yeah.
This could be very powerful, and if you upgrade this card, it does X plus 1, which is even better. But my hand is so rocking right now. I don't want to add anything unless I'm really gonna add something amazing. Like this is an upgraded version of a card I already have, adding 6 block and another 6 block next turn, which could be helpful. But I already have the the other version of that.
Yeah.
And I don't know when I'm going to get to a fire or a shop next to remove anything, so I'm just going to skip it. I'm pretty happy. Oh, fire's next.
Nah. So it would have been worth taking.
Or, see, look, so it's fire, boss, thing, fire. So if I wanted to gamble at this fire, I could upgrade that one card I have to the good version.
Okay.
See if I can make it through the boss battle, and then rest and, gain health at this fire.
Yeah.
Or I could do the opposite, rest and gain health here, do the boss battle.
Okay.
And upgrade there. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to play it smart, play it a little cautiously. We're going to rest here. So now I'm at 64 out of 70 health, which is,
It's probably the smart move.
Yeah. Take on the elite here, then get a treasure, then upgrade cards.
Can you upgrade your energy? Can it ever be more than 3 of 3?
There are certain relics, these things up here, that give you more energy. They usually come at some sort of balancing cost, though.
Okay.
So, like there's one that actually lets you have 4 energy that you spend, but you no longer gain gold.
Yeah.
So then you just, can't use shops, which, not necessarily the worst thing, but yeah, there are ways.
Tuvok's Do-Rag says, Rich, what are your favorite flavors of Jones soda?
Remember that episode of Voyager when they went back into Earth and met Sarah Silverman and Tuvok had to wear a do-rag to cover up his Vulcan ears?
Yeah. Yeah. It's fine. It's fine.
Tuvok's do-rag. You crazy kids.
Only time I've had Jones soda was when somebody sent us some. It was birthday cake and mango, I think. Was it mango? Whatever the other one was, I didn't care for it much, but the birthday cake was surprisingly good for birthday cake flavored something.
Sure.
Jack, do you and the rest of the guys like hard cider? I'm definitely not planning on sending you some.
The answer is no. I've never once witnessed Mike or Jay drinking a hard cider.
Okay.
And myself, like my brother really likes them. Mm-hmm. And so every once in a while, if I'm hanging out at his house, like I'll have one. And you have one and it's just so sweet. You don't know what hard cider is, but I mean, it's alcoholic.
I presume that.
Carbonated juice. And it's just so sweet that if you have more than one, you get a bellyache. So.
Okay.
For anyone who hasn't watched Star Trek Voyager, what Jax is describing actually happened. Yes. Voyager went back in time to the 90s, to Earth.
Yeah.
Met Sarah Silverman. And in order to blend in, Tuvok had to wear a do-rag. It was great. It was fucking great. All right. Let's do this. Let's want that. I have 2 left, so we want 10.
What would you recommend watching first to someone who wants to get into Star Trek? TNG Season 3 is my go-to.
And I mean, I've talked about this before. Generally, I like starting at the beginning, but I can see you're arguing that once you hit Season 3 of The Next Generation, it gets significantly better.
TNG is very episodic. You don't have to worry about missing out on some kind of story arc. What story arc from Season 2 to carry over? Don't worry, there's nothing like that.
Yeah.
So my suggestion is usually start with Season 3, and then if you're liking Season 3, then you can go back and check out some of the earlier seasons. I think, well, there's someone in the chat who's going to violently disagree with me. I think Season 1's just kind of generally awful.
It's got its good ones.
Season 2 has either really bad episodes or really good episodes. Season 2 is wild.
Yeah. I understand you're arguing, and I can agree with it in a certain point where season 3 is universally good.
Yes.
Then you can go back to 1 and 2, and you'll already have a fuzzy feeling about Star Trek.
Right.
You're playing the safe bet. I get that. You might have a little bit of whiplash because I think actually season 1, season 2, and season 3, don't they have a different uniform every season?
Mildly.
When is the big uniform change?
Season 1 to 2, I think.
Is that it?
I think.
When Captain Picard has to then adjust his jacket every time he stands up.
Oh yeah, but there's like skin tight in season 1.
It's really.
It looks
weird.
so bad.
It's really weird. I get it. I get it. Okay, so 9, 14, 20. They're gonna hit me for 20.
Dr. Crusher's replacement was Dr. Pulaski, and she was a better character than Dr. Crusher, who was just boring.
I'm not a Dr. Crusher hater like Rich is, but
I'm a hater.
But
I'm a hater.
I can say Pulaski was an infinitely better character.
Okay.
Absolutely. Pulaski had a thing. She had a shtick.
She was just hot. I'm joking right now. I'm not saying that's the argument against Pulaski in favor of Crusher, but that's my joke argument.
You think that's someone else's argument, sure.
But she didn't like Data. I know it was a character thing that they could do episodes about her getting along with Data and learning things about each other. Yeah, I know.
That was her thing. She didn't like Data, and she also didn't like teleporters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. She had a thing.
Pulaski is just a female clone of McCoy, and Riker is just a clone of Kirk. They didn't even switch the genders.
That's kind of the thing, man.
Riker was the backup captain. If this funky old man, balding diplomat doesn't work out, we've got a Kirk in our back pocket we can promote after Picard is killed off.
Yep. Yeah.
Picard was the safety. I mean, Riker was the safety captain.
Yeah. Oh, agreed.
Yeah.
Especially that first season, Riker is fucking all the aliens. He's more Kirk than what's his name? Oh, he's more Kirk
than Chris Pine.
Than Chris Pine, absolutely. He's crazy. Season 1, it's great.
Riker defeated the Borg. He's not a terrible character. I'm just saying, I think he was there as a backup in case Picard didn't work out as a character. They had the safe captain that was like the captain you knew before to go to.
Mm-hmm. No, I think that's absolutely true. That's absolutely true.
And that's not saying William Riker was a bad character. It's not the same thing. Don't remember Kirk sitting like he'd never seen a chair before. When there was a story behind that, didn't Jonathan Frakes have like a bad back, and that's why he sat weird?
Well, no, he got into the chair weird. Remember,
I think he did that because there was some kind of issue with his back. I think he had a medical issue.
Really?
And that was just the way he sat to compensate for it.
Yeah, does that happen throughout the series, or is that just a season 1 thing? Where
I think it's throughout the series.
He kind of like kicks over the chair to sit on it.
He's standing behind the chair.
Yeah.
And he sits down by lifting up his leg over the back of the chair, the high part of the chair.
Right.
And that's how he sits down.
And then sits on it. I wonder if that was a back thing or if that was just a bad costume thing that he turned into a character thing.
Well, I presume if he tries to sit normally, he just goes, "Ugh!" That's my presumption.
And that would have been hell to edit out of every single scene where he sat.
Right.
The Riker maneuver, absolutely. The Riker maneuver. Oh, man.
If for some reason you haven't noticed that, go back and look at how Riker sits down. Every fucking time.
It's great. No, they have compilation videos.
Yeah.
Just look up the Riker maneuver on YouTube and you'll see the compilation videos. It's great. It's fucking great, man. I was 5 seasons into TNG and didn't notice until someone pointed it out to me. So that's, by the way, Jonathan Frakes, we can all, make fun of his directing ability.
He's fine.
But, like, I think he pulled it off. Like, as an actor, is what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
As an actor, he made it work. He made it seem so natural.
It felt like something Riker would do.
Just like, oh, this is a weird thing Riker does. And it just didn't even register to so many people because of Frakes. Good old Frakes. Great.
Felt like some weird macho bullshit thing. That's probably how he sold it.
But that was Riker. Like,
Right.
Even in the like hyper liberal diplomatic world of TNG, like Riker was the masculine version of hyper liberal diplomatic. Riker respected everyone, respected the fuck out of him, if you know what I'm saying. He got around.
Pretty sure Frakes directed the episode The Offspring, which is one of my favorite TNG episodes. Jonathan Frakes directs a ton of things.
Oh, my questioning his directorial talent was when someone suggested that he direct. What was it? What was he like? People were trying to get an online petition for him to direct like a major motion picture. Like a big one, and I forget what it was.
Probably one of the Star Treks?
Could be a Star Trek or a Star Wars.
He did First Contact and Insurrection, right?
Did he direct those?
Yes.
Ooh, well, then
I know for sure he did Insurrection. I'm pretty sure he did First Contact, too.
Well, then there you go.
Yeah.
I don't think he can handle the movies. I think he does a lot of TV directing.
Well, you say that, but First Contact is one of the most popular Star Trek movies. I don't get it, but...
Yeah.
So, there you go.
Well, there you go.
You know what I've always wondered?
What have you always wanted?
If I could ask Jonathan Frakes anything, I'd ask this stupid question.
Okay.
It's a stupid question, though. Do you remember the end of Star Trek Insurrection?
When they're fighting on the ship?
That collector ship that's going to suck up the youth atmosphere, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember what the interior looked like?
It was like scaffolding, right? Because I remember them
the
like
walls,
fighting
specifically, were those glowing blue walls. I have always wondered if that wasn't that was originally supposed to be a blue screen. It was going to be windows out into space, but it didn't work because of how much fucking fog they had in the room. I always wondered if that was a failed blue screen effect. And if I could ask Jonathan Frakes one stupid question, that was be it. Was that originally meant to be a blue screen effect? And it just didn't work. So it's like, it's space. It's a globe globe.
By the way, I think
panel.
That's a really great question.
Yeah.
So someone clip that question, tweet it to Frakes. Put us in the ats, and we'll see if we can get this Jonathan, Mr. Frakes. John, do you prefer John or Jonathan? We have a question about the blue screen of Star Trek Insurrection. Any questions?
The maybe blue screen.
Any questions about purple space bazookas?
No.
Oh, no. Then that's it. Clip it, tweet it, go.
Just watch the Riker compilations. He has great posture because he had a bad back.
Oh, you learn real good posture if your back hurts all the time, man. You take care of that shit.
I'm pretty sure that was mentioned in the Plinkett review. No? That was probably my question when I was talking to Mike about the Plinkett review. It's probably from me.
Sure.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, I've seen them. I don't you guys remember the shit that we make way better than we do.
I'm sure I was watching that with Mike before he made the Insurrection review, and I probably pointed that out.
By the way, that's a fair question. With modern blue and green screen technology, if any time you see a flat blue thing or a flat green thing, you just wonder, was something supposed to go there? Nice.
People are mentioning the commentary track for Insurrection. Does he mention something about this? Or is your point that they don't mention anything about it? Because I can see if it was a blue screen effect that failed, you might be reluctant to say, yeah, this is a big mistake in the movie. These are failed blue screen panels. You might be reluctant to say that.
Mm-hmm.
So unless he said that's definitely what it was, it's not conclusive.
Right. Right. People always bitch about Wesley, but I never hear a peep about Alexander. He is so terrible. I never ever rewatch any episode where he is in it even briefly. Thoughts? For those who don't know.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah. I can only assume the majority of people here are Star Trekkers. Alexander is Worf's son.
He's in like 4 episodes of TNG.
Right.
He doesn't show up often enough to get your panties in a bunch. And he's nowhere near as obnoxious as Wesley was, because Wesley was a fucking know-it-all.
Yeah.
Alexander was just an annoying kid, but he wasn't a fucking know-it-all annoying kid.
Right. Yeah, I can... Alexander, to me, he was annoying, but I think his intention of trying to... You know, because like that was Worf's whole thing, is like a Klingon in the human world. You know, how will I deal with this? And then, you know, adding a son into that mix, and...
It was very much not Klingon.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I liked the messaging of, like, integrating into a society while keeping my own culture intact.
Yeah. That
was good messaging, even though, yes, all little kids are annoying. Alexander is no exception to that.
Will Wheaton's feelings will be hurt. Like, I got nothing against Will Wheaton, but Wesley was annoying. And that's not necessarily Will Wheaton's fault.
Right?
He didn't say, write me like a know-it-all prick.
What if he did? Like, we came into set, like, you know, he's at the table reading, he's like, you know what, my character, not a big enough dickhead. I really think I should be a raging asshole. And they said, okay, Will, you're the actor, we'll trust you.
Will Wheaton is a know-it-all prick. I don't know enough about Will Wheaton to make that determination. I haven't followed his career after the fact. I'm just saying, it's not necessarily a correlation.
I also, I know he does a board game show. The dude has dedicated his life to, like, showing off board games, so I can't fault him. I know nothing about what he does now, except for he live streams board games, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So, good for him.
Nana says, it's funny that you would mention Jonathan Frakes.
Frakes?
My old war buddy from the wars is actually really close with his agent. What was the question you wanted to pass along?
You guys have no idea how much I love running gags. I love them, And this is the I know this person. Let me pass along a question. Is my favorite running gag of today. Thank you. So thank you all.
Update, I can't find my Insurrection DVD. Somebody was going to check the commentary track.
That's fair.
I'm sorry.
That's fair.
I'm very sorry.
Oh shit.
Scene used green screen outside those walls, which were lit in a way inconsistent with a green screen, so they were just shitty design. So at least part of that set is a green screen.
And were the walls were green or blue?
Walls were blue.
That doesn't necessarily.
Why would you use two different colors?
If you're worried about bleed,
Yeah.
which is like, you know, when you're lighting something for a green or a blue screen, if your actor is too close to that color, they get, you know, a green light spill all over them.
For anybody who's confused,
Yeah.
Tiberius Kirk posted an image of that set I'm talking about with the blue walls.
Right.
And there's a green area, like, near the floor. Like, looks like it's clearly meant to be a green screen.
Sure. So like that's like showing a fire or something below him. So the other reason why you would use one green and one blue screen is if you're worried about any sort of like tracking data.
Okay.
So maybe you want to differentiate the green from the blue because they're two different things, so you want to key them differently.
Okay.
Showing us that there is a green screen doesn't help the argument that they ran out of budget,
Okay.
but it doesn't necessarily squash.
Well, I'm
the
not
idea.
necessarily saying budget. I remember that scene had like tubes and smoke billowing out of the tubes.
Yeah.
And I know that would probably make it harder to blue screen something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying is it doesn't squash the argument, but it doesn't help it either.
Okay.
We're kind of in the same boat.
Jack, the practical walls aren't lit like a chroma key. And
Okay.
The characters are not close to the walls. The walls are backlit. Also, they didn't run out of budget. They spent around $10 million in post-production fixes.
And that's fair. Like I honestly don't remember the scene. I'm just speculating on post-production whatnots and who's its.
Yeah, my argument, though, has nothing to do with budget. I remember that scene was just filled with fog.
Sure. So you just think that they got into post-production and said it's going to be nearly impossible
Yes.
with all the fog, which,
Yes.
yeah, I mean, though a good post-production place will have the tools to deal with that.
Yeah?
It would take a lot of time and
Okay.
budget.
Okay.
I still think it's a fair question. Was the decision made, fuck it, it looks like a space thing at some point? Was it supposed to be chroma'd and they said fuck it?
They shot lots of green screen with that fog, though. Okay. All right.
No. No, no.
All right. The Real Vayon says,
The real Vayon.
I read once that Frake sat down like that as a joke to protest how small the chairs on set were, and when no one noticed, he just kept doing it.
I love it.
I've heard he had back problems. Sean says, Will Wheaton and his wife show up on the yearly JOCO cruise, which is a Jonathan Colton nerdy board game cruise, and they are both super nice in public.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Jack, is your deck getting too big for another so, yeah. I don't know anything about Will Wheaton. So the reason why I didn't choose another card is because I'm really liking my deck right now. It works very well together, and I want to make sure that I get good hands. And so the more cards you add, even though they're good cards, it means that you're possibly not going to get the combination you want. And the combination I'm looking for specifically is this Nightmare card, which adds 3 copies of one other card in my hand to my next hand. I want that with something like this one, which deals damage and applies weak to people, or with my Shiv card, or with this. So you don't want your deck to get too cumbersome.
You're strategizing.
I'm strategizing. You only get, X amount of cards in your hand at a time, and you want to make sure that those hands are not only good cards, but they synergize well with each other. And so the more cards you add, the less opportunities for synergy.
Kinetic RX in the chat says a lean deck is sometimes the best strat.
Absolutely. Like it, and the cards here, this one, this is one I have already, which is just 5 damage plus 3 poison damage. This one could be good, which is next turn I get more moves. That's tempting. I really want that one because I often find myself running out of points. This one applies 3 poison and 3 weak, so I poison an enemy and make that enemy weaker to me, and I have a pretty good poison synergy going, but I just don't need any of them. This is the only one I'd be thinking about. For 1 energy cost, the next turn I get 2 extra energies. So instead of spending 3, I get to spend 5.
Ultimately, it's only 1 extra.
Right. Exactly.
It's not that... I don't think it's that good.
It could be like if that next turn I get 5 cards, that perfectly line up, but the odds are not with me. So that's why I'm choosing not to do that. Let's see here. I think I'm going to play it a little safe here. We're going to go the question mark, see if I can get any loot.
Okay. True Blue Review says, Hey guys, I know a guy that lives in Milwaukee, and he says he's friends with the guys from Red Letter Media. Anything you would want him to ask them? I think we've officially run it into the ground.
So I've now mentioned that this is a running gag.
I know you have. You've encouraged it now.
But that was also the signal that it had kind of peaked. But now the problem is, any good running gag will have its peaks and valleys, and so we're in a valley now. That one brought it to the valley. A couple more in the valley. It could come back again, but we'll see.
Targeted strikes. Targeted strikes.
All right. In an abandoned temple, you find a giant book, open, riddled with cryptic writing. As you try to interpret the elaborate script, it begins to shift and morph into writing you are familiar with. Let's read it. Odd. The book seems to be about an ancient named Niao. This piques your interest, but you have a general feeling of malaise. Well, okay, lose 1 HP. The ancient of resurrection, Niao, was exiled to the bottom of the Spire.
Oh, Meow. I thought it was Meow, like a cat.
Meow.
Meow.
You feel compelled to read more, but your body begins to ache. Oh, shit. I don't like this. Seeking vengeance, Niao blesses outsiders using them for his own purposes. You are now starting to feel very weak and tired. Fuck! Those resurrected by Niao remember only fragments of their past selves, cursed to fight for eternity. As you near the final page, old wounds begin to open. So I can obtain the book and lose 10, or just lose 3. I kind of got to go for at this point. Upon finishing the tome, you decide to take it with you, proof in hand. You will retain your memories. What does it do? At the end of each turn, you can choose one of 3 random cards to shuffle into your draw pile. Yeah, that could be good.
You lost. You're on the verge of death.
I got 26 health, and the fire's right there. You'll be fine. Oh, fuck. Never mind. Fuck. Shit. Everything's terrible.
That stupid cat.
God damn it, meow. Fuck.
Meow, we're fucked. This is my
Meow,
name
we're
is Tate.
Thanks, my name is Tate. Damn it. We're kind of fucked. These guys, I think these guys raise power every single, Damn it. That's fine. It's gonna be fine. Damn it.
What happened?
I can only gain 5 block. Oh, I can apply weak to. Okay, well, we can make it. We can make it.
You go, Jack. You go.
We can make it. Okay, now they're only going to hit me for 6.
Funny thing is, in the background, that sounds an awful lot like a plane crashing. It's highly appropriate.
I know. Oh, I'm so fucked. All right. So now they're going to hit me for 11. Still not great.
Ooh.
If I can kill this guy, which I can't, by the way, it'll be better. No, I can't kill him. So 9, 14, plus 3 poison. And he already has some poison. Well, I can come close.
What's the weakened?
Huh?
Well, what's the weakened?
What do you mean?
The one in the middle, the Caltrops. What does that do?
So he was going to attack me for 6, but now he's only going to attack me for 4.
Oh, you used it.
I used it already. So what this one is whenever someone attacks me, we deal 5 damage, but I also take the damage.
Yeah.
But that actually could... I think I want to do that. Oh, wait, what just happened? Oh. Alright. I'm going to survive this, which is nice. That's what I want. Cute. It's fine. I'm not going to die this time. I might survive this battle. But now, look, every turn they get stronger. So now each of them is +3, so now each are attacking me for more. Fuck.
You take your time. You make this work.
I'm going to make it work. So I can kill this guy.
Rich, what makes Wesley a know-it-all? All right, nobody likes kids who are written as being smarter than all of the adults around them. That almost never works. Razorblade Hat says, Rich, whenever you laugh at Jack's misfortune in stream, it lights my life, my world, and gives me the will to live for at least 14 more days. You got about a good 2 months out of this stream.
We're doing better. I have a thing here. Whenever I whenever an enemy dies, transfer any poison it has to a random enemy, which we already done. And I have another thing, which is whenever an enemy dies, gain 1 point and draw a card. So this is turning out all right. This is turning out all right. I think I'm going to be able to do something. Might be able to turn this around. Is 14. Okay, all right. They're not going to hit me this time. Yeah, I'm going to defend. And we're going to deadly poison. All right. Oh, I'm going to make it. Yeah, I'm going to do it. This is the advantages of having a lean hand. I know that my odds of having, or a lean deck.
Right.
My odds of having a good hand are nice and high. All right, they're going to each hit me for 9, so that's 18. I can get 9 block. Let's see. Damn it. I don't want that right now. I don't want to attack them. I need shields at the moment. But I also, like, you know, it's balanced because, like, the longer the game goes, the more powerful they get. Every turn they're going to get a little stronger.
Oh, I know. It's maddening.
It's I already have shivs. I can get rid of that one for now.
So people hate him because he's smart. Yes, that's exactly why everyone hates Wesley Crusher. Yes.
Didn't we talk about this last stream, which is the person in your life who goes, well, actually. There's a difference between being smart and being a dickhead. Well, actually. Nice. Okay, I got to defend. Got another defend. Coming up. We're going to make it. We're going to make it, Rich.
You need to kill one of them.
Yes, and I don't know if I can kill one of them, but now I can come close at least.
So triple an enemy's poison.
Yep, and this guy's pretty... Oh, he's dead. That guy's dead.
Yes.
And now we can attack this guy and have enough defense to deal with anything. Oh, yeah, we're fine. We're golden. We're golden. We're golden, pony boy. Dead. And this guy's dead next turn. And he won't be able to hit me. Perfect. This is perfect. This is perfect. Everything's perfect. Boom. Boom, boom, boom.
1 hit point left. He's dead.
You know, let's hit him with our weakest attack just to say fuck you. There we go. There we go. Oh, see, now this is a nice card. This is an easy, you know, like just 4 shield, 0 points.
Yeah.
You know, the problem with this is thinking of a lean deck. This means that having this card in my hand gives me 4 free block points.
Look at the dagger spray though. 4 damage to all enemies twice.
That's nice.
It's a lot of damage.
It's a lot of damage.
Unless you deal, I guess, 1 enemy, then it's not so impressive.
Exactly. You know, all of these could be nice, but, you know, all of them mean that you're not going to get that synergy combo in your hand.
All right. All right.
Even this one I'm wary about.
I'm not going to tell you what to do.
But I have, I'm choosing that one because I have enough cards that are like draw more cards. And so that could just be a nice bonus. All right, we have to make it through 1 more battle before we can rest. Great.
I know, this looks fairly nasty.
It doesn't look great. I'm gonna be real with you. It's not great. It's It's not great.
Nana says, Rich, if you considered playing the original Deus Ex or System Shock 2, both of them are absolute fantastic games with relatively solid stories for video games. Also, Refit Enterprise versus Enterprise D. Just as far as how it looks, Refit Enterprise is the most beautiful ship in all of science fiction. Love the Refit Enterprise. Been a damn long time since I've played the original Deus Ex. And I haven't. I never really started System Shock 2, honestly. That one went under my radar when it came out. It was one of the ones I tried someday, and I never actually did.
Never got around to it.
So,
sure. You're gonna hit me for 13, are ya? You're not gonna hit me at all, but you're gonna. What are you gonna do? This enemy intends to inflict a powerful negative effect on me.
if I were going to own a model of any ship,
Yeah.
any ship at all, it would be the Refit Enterprise.
And where would we see the what's the, like, obviously original Enterprise is the series, was Refit part of the movies, or
The motion picture.
the motion picture?
The motion picture, Star Trek II, Wrath of Khan.
Okay.
Then it got blowed up in 3, and then they had the Enterprise A, which is basically the same ship.
Okay. What, dude?
Mr. Glitch says, I loves me the Refit Enterprise. I remember being deeply disappointed in the Enterprise D's look. It's so damn ugly. When I first saw it, I didn't like the look of the Enterprise D. The next-gen Enterprise. It grew on me over time.
Yeah.
But it is not my favorite ship in the franchise.
I think that's fair. Yes. Yes.
What is the ugliest ship to have the Enterprise name? It kind of has to be the NX, right?
Which one's the NX?
Enterprise.
From Enterprise?
From Enterprise?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I was going to say Scott Bakula's.
Yeah.
But, so, well, yeah. Abso-fucking-lutely.
If it weren't for that ship, I would be giving it to the Enterprise E, which I can't stand.
Which one's that?
That's the one from the later next gen movies.
Oh, I don't.
That's got that
I don't even know
oval
if I
saucer
remember.
that goes out straight. I hate the way it looks.
Okay. I'm just going to have to believe you.
It looks like a stretched out Voyager.
Oh. Okay. That's fair. That's fair.
The Enterprise J is the worst. I have no idea what the J is from. Hey, the Sovereign class is great. No, I mean, that's your opinion. I can't refute your opinion, but my opinion is that it looks like ass.
I made it. I won.
The
Not a clean win.
Enterprise B, that was the Excelsior class, so that looked like the Excelsior. Not a bad design. C was from that one episode of Next Gen. I actually really like the C. It's like a hybrid between the Refit Enterprise and the Enterprise D.
Okay, and it was in one episode?
It was in like one episode, yeah. It was in the one of the best episodes. I'm drawing a blank on the name though, where there was an alternate timeline and Tashiara was still alive and everyone was at war with the Klingons because the Enterprise C got shot back in time and it didn't do the thing that it ends up doing that prevents war.
Sure.
Yesterday's Enterprise. Thank you, chat. Yesterday's Enterprise. A far better send-off for Tasha Yar than the Sludge Monster episode was.
Poor Sludge Monster. Alright, I'm fairly hurting going into the boss battle here. I only have 34 health. And I'm gonna die. Everyone just know I'm gonna die. This is not gonna end well. That fuck. That should be good. Alright. Gotta get him poisoned fast and a lot.
Is this the boss?
This is the boss.
Of the game?
Not of the game, of this level.
Oh.
I'm only on world 2.
Of
3.
Oh, wow.
And I'm probably gonna die here.
I was saying because I think the stream's about over anyway.
Perfect. Perfect. I'm so boned. He's gonna hit me for... Use that yet, but I need to use it soon.
What is going on?
Okay. Okay, so this boss, he has minions, and
yes.
he, they obviously do damage, and he can summon more of them, and all that fun stuff. He's about to hit me for 14. He's going to hit me for 7 2 times. I have him a little bit poisoned. So he's poisoned at 3 right now, and I have this, which triples an enemy's poison, which I can only use this card once per battle. Obviously, I don't want to use it yet. I want to wait to build up his poison a little bit and really use it later. And so I only have 3 to use right now. I have this one, which won't help me at the moment.
Wait. Isn't the Nightmare the card that triples?
It triples any one card, yes.
Triple your triple poison.
Yeah, but then, I'll triple it. And he'll have 9, then I'll triple it and he'll have, I still don't think it's enough. So wait, so...
Okay.
So he starts with 9.
Next turn, he starts with 9. Next turn, you get 3 of the poison things.
So then 9 times 3 is
You could
21.
poison him more next turn before you use all 3 of those, potentially.
No, but these each cost 1.
Okay.
Potentially.
Okay. I can see your concern there.
These each cost 1, but okay, but we could get them up. So if I use Nightmare to triple this, and then use this, he's at 9. Then next turn he's at 21. Times 3 is 63. Times 3 is 100.
That sounds like a lot for poison damage.
Let's see if it works. How about that?
I don't want to steer you wrong.
Well, it'll be a nice little adventure.
Okay.
How about that? Well, it's getting to the end of the stream, so we can take risks. All right, because I can still use this time, and that gets him up to 9. Oh, 10 poison. Oh, okay. Still use my shiv here, and we're just gonna concentrate on the boss, because once you defeat the boss, everyone else is defeated. So let's just see what happens. And I could get another catalyst.
Dude, you've got this.
Yeah, but I won't have the points. Let's just say fuck it. Let's just do it. Let's see what happens. Let's just see what happens, Rich. I take some of my cards. Okay, all right. All right, this might work. All right, so now we triple it.
Wait. Let's look at all your cards first.
Okay, go back. Okay, so this is just free 4 damage.
Yeah.
This, I draw a card and then have to discard a card. This applies 2 weak and 4 damage, so I could do that to one of these guys.
Do you have anything that gets you extra energy in your deck?
You know, I could try drawing a new card.
I mean, do you have anything in your deck that would do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do. I actually have a couple cards. All right, let me try drawing a new card because this doesn't cost me anything. Oh, more poison. That doesn't super help though.
Okay, maybe with the 3 triples you'll be doing all right.
Maybe. Let's give it a shot. Triple, and...
Oh, sweet! Fucking sweet!
Then we hit him with the shiv. Then we make him weak. Ooh. So he, by the way, look, he has 200. If I can survive this barrage, I win. And I can survive this. I don't even need this. Right? Because they're just going to hit me for 8 and 8. That was absolutely the right call. Look at that. Look at that. Watch it. See all this shit? I don't have to do any of this. I'm just going to end my turn.
You got this.
I'm just going to end my turn.
You're getting cocky.
Huh?
You're just getting cocky
well,
now.
You can't. Look, boom. I hit him for 250 poison. That's great. That was a great call, Rich. Great call.
Oh, no problem. No problem, Jack.
Oh, I like that. I'm going to take that.
All right, how long would one world take you?
It could take me a while. We can end it. How long? What's our uptime? Who's uptimed recently? Can someone give me an uptime? Hold on. I'm gonna. You watch our uptimes. I'm gonna take a look at these. 2 relics when defeated.
We're like. What time do we start? Like 2? No, we start. Yeah, close to 2.
4 hours, 10 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
Potions always drop after combat. At least not drop 2 relics. Draw 2 additional cards each turn, but start each combat confused. No way. Elites now drop 2 relics when defeated. That could be very helpful. Or potions always drop after combat. That's useful. Potions. So what time? So it's
4 hours and 10 minutes.
But what time is it? What does that say?
It's going at 6. It's 5:55.
All right, yeah, then we should call it.
You want to call it?
I think so.
I mean, if you think you can do it, I won't stop you from having your glorious moment where you conquer this on stream.
It's gonna take me another hour.
I know. I'm just saying, if you want to do it, I got your back, man.
You know what? I feel like what's gonna happen is it's gonna end in disaster. And like right now, we hit a high point. We just poisoned the fuck out of a big bad boss, and I like ending on a high point. And so even though it could be glorious,
just do it. Just do it.
No, we should go.
Okay.
We should go. I think that's the smart call. But that's the game. That's the game. It's a game I'm really enjoying. I could.
Look at this.
What?
Look at this. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do you have like a Super Bowl party to go to or something?
I got nothing. Super Bowl party. Get out of town. Super Bowl party. No, I just it's a really selfish reason, Rich. That was a nice high.
I know.
That was a really nice high to end on.
I know.
And I don't want to spoil the high.
All right.
So that's my slightly selfish reason. Oh, but actually, you know what? For anyone who plays this game, there is a bit of a weird save glitch. There's a way to cheese your battles.
Yeah.
It doesn't save until you start the next battle.
Okay.
So if I were to save now and go back, I would actually have to replay that boss battle.
Yeah.
So if you end up really fucking up, you can just quit, save, and then take the whole boss battle. So I'm gonna start my next battle and then save.
Okay.
So I can cheese just a little bit. There we go. save and quit.
Are you gonna continue this?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Let's continue that.
Okay.
Heck yeah, I'm gonna continue that. Hopefully it saves to the cloud, right? Maybe. I want to see your disinterested reaction to the Solo trailer, but is it
Fuck that.
do we know if it's really happening?
I don't even know if it's shown yet. Did the game even start? I thought the game started at around 6.
I have no idea. And I just don't care. I don't care about the Solo trailer. I don't care about the Super Bowl. All right. Here's what I do care about, Rich. Thanking all the people who have subscribed to us during this stream. I also care about seamless transitions.
Yeah, I'm caught up on tips too. So.
Okay, so let's take a moment. Thank all the people who have subscribed to us during this Euro-friendly Super Bowl stream, much like is Joe Flacco Elite, who says, who needs a Super Bowl party or friends when you have prereq?
Thank you. Solo 56-7 for 25 fucking months in a row.
Blavad for 16 months in a row.
Mutative.
Maybe Mute TV.
Mute TV?
Is what I would assume.
Capitals are important.
Capitals are important.
Mute TV.
Fat Caesar.
Baron Badcock.
The AC for 12 months in a row, who says, you guys are so cool.
Comic Spaz.
Cosper says, if Jack says deck one more time, my head explodes.
Okay.
It's a deck building game. I think I kept saying deck when I meant hand.
Yeah.
So that could be what Cosper is referring to. You know, obviously there's your deck and there's your hand.
It's fine, Jack. It's fine.
Sometimes you just talk so fast.
LOL, pluck my cock.
That's fuck.
Is that an H?
That's a PH.
Okay, I guess I couldn't use the FUCK for reasons.
Yeah.
LOL, fuck my cock.
Len Flaxinski for 17 months in a row says, just watched for the first time How Not to Make a Movie. Do you know what Garrett and Lisa are up to these days?
Titus 84 for 16 months in a row.
That's a no. Dread Pirate Santa for 16 months in a row.
Joke Da.
Jim Docs.
Calf TV.
Crispy Fried Man for 23 fucking months in a row, who says, keep hating on real-time strategies, Rich.
You're free to like them. It's just not my thing. Creepy Cripple.
Sulfur Mega Man.
Batman is life E. There's an extra E in life.
There's an extra E in life. And Real One.
Black Dynamite says 2 months of Twitch Prime. Hopefully you guys get a percentage of the price hike from Amazon Prime.
We don't get a percentage of the price hike, but we do get a percentage of your Prime monthly thing. Twitch Prime. The XX Devastator.
Ed Boron for 17 months in a row.
Gaming Unicorn.
XE101.
The Reviewist.
Sir Dan Kirk. Or Sir... Wait, that's Sir Dan 3K.
Maybe Danik?
Sir Danik? Yeah.
If it's the least...
Sir Danik.
James Farr.
Blocksky Bros.
Nice. Valastrius for 21 fucking months in a row says, I remember not too long back in 2016 when I started giving you guys money for some reason. Now it's 2018. Somehow, and I'm still giving you money. Force of habit is a hack fraud's best friend. Thanks for all the laughs and fails. Oh, keep it up.
No problem.
We try our best, or apparently we don't. So
A few wins.
That's why it's important to end some streams on a gaming high point. Like, I'll take it. It's not a win, but it's a high point.
Mr. Glitch says, I'm spending Jeff Bezos' money here, so in a way, Jeff Bezos is a prereq fan. Congrats on hitting the big time, guys.
Sure he is.
You're welcome.
He knows good. He knows quality entertainment. P. Saturn.
That's why he's not a fan. The Real Vayon for 27 fucking months in a row says, Rich, if you guys ever stream Sid Meier's Pirates, it's one of my favorite games from when I was younger. We have not.
Control Alt Delete. I get it.
It's not Control, though. It's Catarl Alt Delete.
Catarl Alt Delete. Yeah. It's weird.
I'm sure it means something. Alchemist 27.
Ferrodin 2772 says, a couple weeks back, my computer's PSU died.
Power supply unit.
Power supply unit died. When I got it fixed, all 5 of my drives were dead. All my backups of my movie scripts, test photography, production notes, all gone. So I have to start from scratch. Movies are hard. By the way, that's a great, first of all, there might be a service where someone can, reconstruct dead drives.
That sounds weird from a power supply unit dying?
Unless the power supply unit died because of some electrical problem, I guess. It still seems weird.
Yeah.
Seems very strange. I would take it to a service if it's all that important. But hey, cautionary tale for everyone. Anything that's very important to you, back up on a separate drive, an external drive that you keep off of your computer. Even if you have a hard drive partitioned, it doesn't guarantee. That's not necessarily a good backup. Anything important, separate external hard drive. All of our footage, or at least when I'm editing, I usually delete the backups after a while. But there's one editing drive, and then I have a dedicated backup drive that's a separate box, just to make sure, in case anything gets fried. But I would look into a service to have that stuff reconstructed for you. It might cost a little money, but it sounds like it might be worth it.
Booty Smackerack for 16 months in a row says, thank you guys for the years of great entertainment. What is your favorite show or cartoon from the 90s? Batman the Animated Series?
That's a great answer.
Though, I guess it started in the late 80s. It doesn't have to be animated. Next gen.
Oh, sure. That's a great one, too. There was that time in the 90s that Saturday morning was the absolute rockinest with Eek the Cat, the Tick, the Spider-Man cartoon, the X-Men cartoon.
There's some good stuff.
Like all of them in a row, too. It was like Eek, Tick, Spider-Man, X-Men. It was a glorious Saturday morning.
No, they don't do Saturday morning cartoons anymore.
Well, no, because they do cartoons any fucking time you want. They got channels of only cartoons.
That is true.
Yeah.
But it's not special anymore.
That's true.
Whatever.
By making it more accessible, it's less special.
It's better now, I guess.
Yeah.
Pez Freak says, love you guys. Keep up the good work.
Denominator. Oh is how that is spelled.
Archnemy. Arch NME.
Kappa Shred.
Kinetic RX.
Nolwe MN for 16 months in a row says, given that you're fans of B movies and 80 movies and such, how come that you never talk about Bud Sperker?
Never heard of him.
Here in Europe, he has a huge fan base even today. On another matter, can we expect more episodes of Prereq, or is Prereq now just streaming? Well, so first point, Bud Sperser, if he's big in Europe, Rich and I are not from Europe.
Maybe he's big here too. We just missed it. I don't know.
There's a lot to be had. As far as new episodes,
They're saying Spencer. It could be a typo.
Bud Spencer.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Spurser is not necessarily Spurker. It's not necessarily a good name. So new episodes. We're just waiting for someone to be ready again, and
What's coming out, Jack?
It might not happen.
What's coming out?
It just might not happen, and we have to accept that in our hearts. Can you do it? I can.
El Contador de Sombra.
Digger Blue for 16 months in a row. Who says 16 months, yo?
Pag got Bruce.
Pag got Bruce. All right.
So I'm saying that.
That's fine. We don't know without capital letters. Munchie _ several underscores.
Hogman the Intruder.
Po4FX.
Leftover beefcake for 39 motherfucking months in a row. Jesus. Prereq is my loot box. Sometimes it's a grind to get the good stuff, but I still look forward to my next hit.
You bring it back around, beefcake. Grumpy Kicks.
Lula Monster.
Benny Harvey, R.I.P. Big Man.
Lord Sanstrabidio. That's as good as I'm getting that. It's a lot of letters.
That's a lot, yeah. The Off Switch for 25 fucking months in a row. Who says, I just started a new job as a support worker for mentally disabled adults. Hold on, The Off Switch. I'm about to read the rest of this in my head. Okay, that's fair. One is a middle-aged guy, and he doesn't really say much, but does walk around quoting Star Trek like he is in his own adventure. So I have the same job as Rich now. I get it.
Prestige Johnson.
Fractals 314.
And True Blue Review for 15 months in a row says, my apologies for that bad joke, but I know a guy who knows a guy that knows how to fix jokes, so I'll just ask him how to fix it. You know what? It's fine.
That's a fair ending.
That's a fair
That's
ending.
a fair ending.